couple things Jill said. Transitioning, Jill's a beloved member of our Stage 32 Writers Room. Transitioning from a documentary producer to a screenwriter would not have been possible without me joining Stage 32. I've learned so much. Thank you, RB. And
Thank
one
you.
thing, and there's people are applauding. And then Kelly also said, and I think this is important. She said, can you also mention that it is so important that when you create a profile on Stage 32 to include a photo and a bio. Those without, I don't accept, and it's so important to put in that effort.
Well, I'll piggyback on something I said earlier. If you don't have a photo and a bio up, that's your brand. Your brand is a faceless, nameless. I mean, maybe the name's there, but it's a faceless, pointless, goalless profile. So, look, if you want to position yourself to really succeed in 2021, you need to make sure your profile photo is what you want it to be, what you want people to see, because that is the first thing they see. They see that profile photo. You don't want it to be blurry or, a picture of your cat or something like that. Make sure it's a picture of you. And then you want your profile to explain everything that you've accomplished. And if you haven't accomplished anything yet, what you're looking to do and how you're looking to accomplish it. And if you have media, whether it's films, whether it's an acting reel, whether it's a short film, if you want to, again, putting it up, understanding that, as a strategy, not if you don't want to put it up because you don't want it online, you want to expose it, all that other stuff. But your media, your log lines, your screenplays, if you've copyrighted them, which you should, and they're protected, you got to put your media up. You got to put your best face forward. You don't go into a job interview with a mask on and not say anything. Okay. Why would you do it online? Not that this is a job interview, but it is in a lot of ways. You're interviewing to be involved. You're interviewing to have somebody buy your script. You're interviewing to have somebody give you the role. It's that same mentality. So why don't you approach it that way? And I'll tell you, Callie, when I look at a profile that doesn't have a picture and doesn't have a bio or anything, I think competitive advantage for everybody else. And that's the truth too. And I also look at it like you don't have a brand. When people write me, and they write me all the time, or they write on my wall and they don't have a profile picture, but they want to bitch and moan about the site, or they want to bitch and moan about how nothing's happening to them, or whatever the hell it is. When you don't have a photo or a bio, I just sit there and go, who are you? Like, wait, like, how can I take you seriously? You don't take yourself seriously. That's your brand. Guess what? You just define yourself to me. Right or wrong, that's your brand. So yeah, it matters. It matters. I would urge all of you, first thing you do when you get off of this, fix your bio and your profile photo. And if it's already where you want it to be and everything like that, then then the first thing you do is post in the lounge, that lounge post that Amanda put in the chat box. Put your best face forward, be visible, be active, be in the community, be part of the fabric.
And I'll even take it a step further, RB. I've had some of our educators and mentors that lurk Stage 32, but they're not necessarily active.
All the time. All the time.
They lurk and they're looking because they need to find great material. They need to find new voices. They need to find fresh voices. And I can't tell you how much of a disservice it is for you if you don't have a completed profile. I've literally been sitting next to one of my educators that's been with us for about 6 years, and he was like, wow, that person has a really, really cool, he was like, we were looking at a lounge post, and because that person has a really, really cool idea, he clicked to that person's profile. There was literally nothing about that person on their profile. And then it was up to him. So we were sitting next to each other. His laptop was next to me, and he went to Google that person, and he went down Google and he was trying to find more information about that person and couldn't find anything. Boom, that opportunity is lost, And so it's so important, you guys. I mean, you wouldn't go network without having the tools that you need there.
I'm glad you brought that up. I started this AMA by saying that now we're working with between Stage 32 script development services, Stage 32 education, and Stage 32 screenings. We're now working with over 2,000, pros and executives worldwide that are involved in some way in what we're doing with Stage 32. They come to us looking for material, right? So why would you think for a second that they're not on the platform looking at people's profiles, looking for content, looking at people's media. Of course they are. It happens all the time. But if you're in the lounge, if you're not in the lounge, which is where a lot of them hang out, and they read and they go, oh, this person looks like they know what they're talking about. Let me go see what they're up to. And then they'll either come to us or they'll write that person privately and say, hey, I'd love to learn more about what you're doing. I really like the way you carry yourself. Your media looks fantastic. But if you're not out there, they're not going to find you. Okay. And if you're out there with a blank profile picture and no bio, peace out. You're done. Okay. And you'll never know about the opportunities. It's like the horror movie where the person hides behind the door and the killer's standing there with the knife and at the last second walks out. Like, you'll never know how close you are to getting axed, you know what I mean? Whatever. You'll never know. Like, you'll never know how close you were to success. You never will. But I promise you that you will never know success, at least not on a platform like this, if you don't have your entire persona and your entire brand and your entire goals and dreams and desires and your media and the things that you've done out there. People aren't going to take the time to guess. Everybody's attention span is like, I'm on to the next. I'm on to, oh, shiny thing. Oh, I'm on to the next. So that's it. That's it. I mean, look, I hope that that's obvious to a lot of people, but if it's not and you haven't done it in a while, it should be step one the second you get off here. And then step two should be to get into that lounge and contribute and meet people and send network requests and send DMs and connect to people.